Have you ever gotten lost? Maybe when you were little, in a grocery store, at a shopping mall, or the scariest place in the world, a theme park. You look around and you're not where you're supposed to be. You can't find your parents, and there's all kinds of people everywhere, and you just freeze. And you have one of those meltdowns. You've been there before? Well, I wasn't lost as a child, but I got lost embarrassingly as an adult. I was with some friends and we went out on a hike, walking through some trails, and we're about an hour in before we realized we don't know how to get back. None of us brought a phone, none of us brought a map, because what's a map? And we don't know where to go. And we look in every direction and there's a trail. Every direction there's some kind of a road, and we don't know which one to take to get us back to where we wanted to go. We were lost. Now, at that point in time, I'm not articulating this, but this is what's going on in my mind. I'm having one of those mini meltdowns where I don't know what to do, and I'm kind of freezing up. As I start thinking about, my imagination is going wild on all the possibilities that could take place. Like, what would we have to do if we can't find our way back? Would we stay outside all night, try to keep ourselves warm somehow by snuggling up next to one another? And what would we do with food and water, because we didn't bring any of that? Would we have to sacrifice one of us and use as dinner? Well, somehow, and by no skill of our own, we wandered back on the right path and we found where we needed to go, and we arrived back home. We were so thankful for that. But do you know what's as important in a survival situation as food and water? It's hope. Hope is necessary to live, because without hope, you freeze. Without hope, you quit. Without hope, you give up. Hope is necessary to live. We live in a world that is searching desperately to find hope. The world is asking, is there hope in a life of goodness? If we treat people well, if we care enough, if our money or our time or our hearts are in the right places, can goodness give us hope? The world is asking, is there hope in a life of success? If we win championships or set personal records, excel in sports or academics, and find a career that delivers both comfort and satisfaction, can success give us hope? The world is asking, is there hope in relationships? Can we meet someone, fall in love, and live happily ever after? Or surround us with friends that will always be there? Can relationships give us hope? The world is asking, won't we find hope if we do what makes us happy? How can life turn out bad if we fill it with our interests and our passions? Certainly, happiness will deliver hope. But believe me when I tell you, you won't find hope down those roads. If your life is centered on goodness, success, relationships, and happiness, you will find yourself at a dead end. Those roads alone don't lead anywhere. What direction do we go to find hope? There were these two guys walking down a dusty road, and they were completely lost. Not that they didn't know where they were walking, but they didn't know about their future. They had just lost all hope. Hope in what? Well, they were on their way back from Jerusalem, where Jesus had just been executed. As they were walking and talking, Jesus walked along with them. I'm not sure how it worked, but somehow they were kept from recognizing who he was. Jesus asked them what they're talking about, and they stop and with depressed faces ask if he's the only one who doesn't know. Know what? Jesus asks. They said, about Jesus of Nazareth. He was this prophet sent by God. He could perform miracles and teach like no one we have ever seen before. He wasn't liked by the Jewish leaders because they were afraid of who he was and his power, so they brought him to the authorities to be punished. They beat him, whipped him, and finally, after going to trial, sentenced him to die. The method of execution was crucifixion. We saw it. It was brutal. But we had hoped that he was the one that would save us all. He would rescue us from the powerful forces that try to destroy us, like Rome. And he would be a commanding king on earth. But he wasn't. Here's the crazy part. Today is the third day since it all happened, and some of the women went to the tomb this morning and they didn't find his body. They said they'd seen a vision of an angel who said he was alive. Then some more of our friends went to the tomb and found it empty as well. Jesus was not in the tomb. Well, then Jesus, though they still didn't know it was him, explained to the guys from the Old Testament how Jesus is the main point of the Bible. He was crucified and raised for all mankind. This was the ultimate story of love and forgiveness. Jesus then said to them, according to the Old Testament, did not someone have to die and suffer for all humanity and then go to heaven? Well, what was Jesus trying to tell these guys? And what could Jesus still be trying to tell us today? Head to the cross. It's the only road to hope. How do you head to the cross? How do you find this road to hope? You'll find your way with the Word. Because it's in these pages that you read about this personal God, this real God that loves us and wants to give us everything we need to arrive at Him, to arrive where He wants us to go. Head to the cross. It's the only road to hope. All other roads and all other ways will lead to a dead end. Just trying to be good at something, making our lives about relationships, happiness, will keep us wandering in the desert. But you'll find your way in the Word. The Word is alive and it's active. It's a light for our path. It's the lamp for our feet. It's the story of our one true King and His dangerous rescue mission to come and save us. And it gives us hope. Hope that life after we die doesn't end. Hope that this life matters. Hope that what you do in this life matters. Hope that we matter. With hope, you can endure all hardships. With hope, you can fight through the toughest of life's battles. If you ever get lost, you can always find your way in the Word. Students, there will be a lot of roads that you can take. But if you follow after Jesus, it won't be the shortest. It won't be the easiest. It won't be the road most traveled, but it will be the most exciting. It'll be the most rewarding, and it will be the most unbelievable journey imaginable. Head towards the cross. It's the only road to hope.